Hi. If you can see me or you can hear me, please, oh, please let me know in the comments. Super helpful. Hashtag live if you're here watching live, or hashtag replay if you're here watching the replay. Either way, welcome. You're about to learn 4 tips that I use to reduce my sense of overwhelm and stress. If we haven't met before, hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the video. My name is Marna, and I help people reduce stress, reverse burnout, and get back in the driver's seat of their lives so that they can finally enjoy quality time with themselves and with loved ones. And I'm curious, are you feeling overwhelmed these days? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Yes, no, maybe, not sure. What is true for you? I'd love to read it. I've been having call after call with people who are feeling it, who are feeling overwhelmed, who are dealing with too much. There's too much going on, too much on their plate, and so forth. And so I felt really inspired to make this video and try to get something out there in the way of content that could be helpful and inspiring, and just like a little boost, right? Because everybody deserves a little boost sometime. And I know that, especially on the interwebs, that content has a way of finding the right person at the right time, and people have a way of finding the right content at the right time. Kind of a magical opportunity like that, especially if you see this and you're like, somebody I know and love needs to hear this. Please share it with them. So if you haven't noticed right now in the world, there's a lot of freak out. There's a lot of people just like, right, feeling really a lot, right? There's overwhelm. There's too much going on. People are feeling frozen, even paralyzed. Like there's too much going on. A lot of people are having digestion disruption, right? They can't even eat or digest food appropriately right now or in a healthy way because there's so much just stress upon stress upon stress. And a lot of people are exhausted. Why? Because they're not able to sleep very well. And that's no bueno, right? And so that's just part of what's kind of going wrong. Go ahead, let me know in the comments. Are you suffering from overwhelm? And if so, what is your particular thing look like? What does it look like for you to deal with this overwhelm? All right, I've mentioned some possibilities, but what does yours look like? So that way, you know what you're dealing with in this context, and so I know what you're dealing with is in this context. Because if I hear from you like, yes, I'm dealing with this, maybe there's more I can do to help, which is great. So what does it look like? What does it feel like for you? And even if you're like, I don't want to post on social media what I'm dealing with, that's fine. But know for yourself, right? Maybe follow along at home and write this out for yourself. What does it look like that you're dealing with? Because it's good to know. And so rather than those things, those elements, like what do we want instead? And actually, I'm remembering, this is a live video, but I'm remembering that I had a visual that I wanted to bring up that helped me sort of think about overwhelm. Let me find it for you. Right? There it is. Just so much too much. So much too much. Things are going on in relationships. Things are going on interpersonally. Things are going on all kinds of ways. The environment, climate, right? Violence on the television and in the world. There's just too much that we're all dealing with. And we've got these nervous systems that really weren't designed to live in this much information in an ongoing way. And so what do we want instead, right? What do we want instead? It's good to identify it. A sense of peacefulness, calm, a sense of fluidity, right? Rather than we're just being thrown around in the waves. It'd be nice to feel like we can flow with the changes and have the presence of mind and capacity to even steer. Wouldn't that be good? So what I wanted to share with you is this perspective, right? It may feel like there's a lot going on, and there is. And it may feel like because of everything that's going on, we need to be vigilant and available all the time and so forth. Now, here's the thing, okay? When you think about a warriors aren't fighting all the time, right? Even if they're in a phase of battle in their country, in their sphere, they're not battling all the time. Warriors rest. Now, I don't know for certain because thankfully I have not been in battle per se. But what I do know is that sleep is important to making good decisions, and rest is important for the whole system, right? So if you're not taking good care of yourself, you can't show up as well as you might like in the space of whatever battles you are encountering in your day. I may not have been on a battlefield, but I've certainly been in my life, right, in battle. So I'm curious, what do you battle in your life? Well, let me go ahead and let me know in the comments. What do you deal with in your phase of battle? And so I'm really interested in helping people feel good, right? Feel empowered, feel ready, so that when it is time for the active battle, you feel resourced, right? You feel ready because you deserve that. And, the truth is the conditions that we are navigating in these times, and I want you to take this with you, this is a marathon, right? Not a sprint. So you can't treat a marathon like a sprint, or it doesn't go well, right? You don't get the same impact. You don't get the same benefit or positivity or outcome if you treat a marathon like a sprint. There's different ways of literally pacing yourself. So what does it mean if we're in a marathon rather than a sprint in our world, right? In our systems, in our bodies, in our lives at this time? Well, you pace yourself differently. You take care of yourself when you can so that you're available for the active battle moments as they happen. Does that make sense? Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you get out of that little bit that I shared just now. Okay? Love to hear it. So here are the tips that I have for you today about how to cope when you feel overwhelmed. You are going to you are going to be great and gracious with yourself. Okay. So tip number 1, know that you're not alone. Okay. You're not the only one going through a hard time right now. And I'm not saying that to minimize the importance of what you're going through, not at all, but rather, if you notice you're freaking out, try not to freak out about freaking out, right? If you're like, oh, don't get about your, because then you just, right, it's done. It's hard to recover from that point of kind of freaking out with your freak out. Rather, try to reel yourself back in and be compassionate, right? Allow, like, wow, I am going through a freak out, and take it from there, right? Acknowledge what's happening with that higher mind sense of yourself, where you're just like able to hold that that's just part of what's happening right now. Because if you keep identifying with the freak out and then freaking out about freaking out, it's going to make your nervous system more tense and not less. Does that make sense? Okay, number 2, conditioning. Condition your sense of well-being, your strength and cardiovascular training, what you can, as you can, when you can. So if the truth is you're exhausted all the time, don't overdo it, right? You don't want to overstress yourself more, but rather do what you can when you can. Maybe that looks like a little bit of yoga, right? Move your body, get the chemicals or the components of stress, cortisol, right, out of your system so that you're not just building and building and building the stress, right, and the toxicity in your system, but you're moving it through, moving it out. And you're helping your mind and your body and your heart and all your muscles, right, build a little bit of strength at a time so that you're getting stronger. So your sense of well-being, strength, and cardiovascular training, give some attention to all of those things, even if it feels like you can't do anything right now. Even if you're in bed, I hear you, I feel you, I've been in that place. Like maybe just lift your arm a couple times. Do what you can, compassionately as you can. Don't force anything. Yeah? And of course, it's always a good idea if you're suffering severely, go talk to your doctor. It's never a bad idea to talk to your doctor and just check in and be like, hey, what's going on with me? But if they're like, oh, it's nothing, it's just stress or what have you, then these are some of the best practices I've found to help myself reduce overwhelm. Okay. Self-care. Give yourself time and space to truly relax, right? Truly relax. That means not holding on to your tension or stress. That means doing what you need to do and move it through. That's why, the exercise and the system, moving it through your body so you can give yourself time to just truly be. Just be. Giving yourself that time and space to truly relax, not waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of relax, but rather just being where you are. Okay, nurturing yourself, kind of relaxing. Yeah? If you agree to take that on, go ahead and type in the comments, relax, or I'll relax, or something that'll help you remember to really make that true for yourself. And the last thing that I have for you right now is nourish, right? Eat real and nutritious food. Give yourself the time and space to digest it beautifully. Yeah? Because you matter and you're worth it. And if you're not getting the nutrients and the substances that you need in your system to make your body go, then it's not gonna, right? Long term, you're not giving yourself the fuel that you need in order to feel right and well. Don't do that. Give yourself what you need. So go ahead and say that. I'll give myself what I need. You can type it in the comments or just tap your heart. I will give myself what I need. Yes, yes. Yeah. So definitely could use more relaxation and nourishment. I hear you. A lot of people are in that. I think we can all resonate with that. If you can resonate, go ahead and wiggle your fingers. Yep. Can resonate with that. I go through that too. I think everybody does sometimes, needing more relaxation and nourishment. And here's the truth. Stress depletes your nutrients more. So not only is it stressing you out, but it's having you go through your nutrients faster. Isn't that cruel? So yay, mostly plant-based living. Agree with you. I agree with you. And a lot of people are in that field, in that context. So bum bada bum. If you want help with any of this, go ahead and send me a message here on the platform where you're watching or at my site. Okay, I'm available to you. Just let me know. You're like, yeah, I need help with this. Okay. And go ahead, let me know in the comments, how are you taking care of yourself in this time of great change? I'd love to hear it. Or if you're not and you're like, wow, I want to do a better job of this, go ahead and let me know in the comments and create some accountability for yourself. Like, yeah, I need to do a better job of this. Right? Because that first step is awareness. Okay, so I hope I helped cultivate some extra additional awareness for you today. And if you found this helpful, a good reminder, please share this with someone who needs to hear it. These reminders about how to just be present, be kind to yourself. And that's what I want for you, right? That's my wish. That's my wish for you, is that you feel empowered to give yourself the time and space that you need and deserve by virtue of being a lovable, tender human. By virtue of existing, you deserve to be taken care of. And if you're not creating that space for yourself, who is going to do it for you? Right? Make yourself important enough to yourself, not to be self-centered at the exclusion of everyone else, but rather appropriately self-aware that you're not overextending and running on empty, right? Because the more people who give themselves that grace and feel good and balanced, the better the battle is going to go for all of us, right? So again, I encourage you to go into the comments. Let me know, how are you taking yourself? How are you? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm mumbling. Let me know in the comments. How are you taking care of yourself, or how will you be taking care of yourself in this time of great change? Also, let me know, what'd you get out of this video? What'd you learn? What'd you love? I look forward to hearing about it. All right, everybody. This has been Marna Schwartz. I'm always so glad to be here with you. And I am wishing you, as always, lots of wholeness and joy. See you soon.